Tennis is an explosive sport that demands agility, speed, power, endurance, and precision. Many tennis players, however, tend to focus exclusively on technical development, refining their strokes, perfecting strategies, and honing their shot-making skills. While technique is critical, neglecting strength training can be a limiting factor in performance and a key contributor to injury. Alexander Zverev, with his towering frame and aggressive playing style, exemplifies a modern player who needs strength training to complement his technical abilities, particularly after facing significant setbacks, including a serious ankle injury during the 2022 French Open semi-final against Rafael Nadal. His journey underscores the importance of building a robust, resilient body capable of handling the physical and mental demands of professional tennis. To Zverev, strength isn't just an accessory, but an essential component of his game. His powerful forehand and backhand generate immense pressure on opponents, forcing errors or producing outright winners. This kind of high-intensity tennis demands strong muscles, exceptional endurance, and efficient energy transfer throughout the body. To play at the highest level and avoid career-disrupting injuries, Zverev needs to build a balanced, powerful physique. Strength training not only improves his power and endurance, but also reduces the risk of injury by ensuring muscular balance, stability, and resilience. In tennis, strength training is often misunderstood. For many players, the idea of lifting weights or working on muscle endurance seems secondary to hitting countless balls or mastering tactics. But strength plays a pivotal role in modern tennis, particularly for a player like Zverev, whose game relies heavily on explosive movements and powerful strokes. Each time he delivers a forehand or backhand, multiple muscle groups engage to create force and transfer energy seamlessly from his legs through his core to his upper body and finally to the racket. Without adequate strength across these muscles, even the most refined technique will fall short. One of Zverev's key strengths is his ability to generate power from his ground strokes. A powerful forehand or backhand not only wins points directly, but also pushes opponents into uncomfortable positions, forcing errors. Developing full-body strength allows him to use ground reaction forces effectively, channeling energy from the ground through his body and into the racket. The lower body initiates the kinetic chain by driving through the legs, the trunk rotates explosively, and the arm finishes the shot with precision. Any weakness along this kinetic chain could limit Zverev's ability to execute powerful strokes consistently. Because of his size and playing style, Zverev also places immense stress on his joints, muscles, and tendons. His explosive movements, whether in a sprint to chase a drop shot or a lateral slide to reach a deep cross-court return, require not only brute strength, but also control and stability. Strength training helps build the muscles that stabilize joints like the ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders, all of which are critical in preventing injuries. His severe ankle injury during the 2022 French Open was a stark reminder of the physical demands of tennis and the need to build stronger, more resilient structures to prevent future setbacks. The concept of the kinetic chain is fundamental in understanding how Zverev produces his powerful strokes. The kinetic chain refers to how energy is generated and transferred sequentially from one part of the body to the next, ultimately reaching the racket. In the forehand and backhand, power starts with the legs, continues through the hips and trunk, and finishes with the arm, wrist, and racket head. Each segment must function efficiently to maximize racket speed and shot effectiveness. Trunk rotation, shoulder adduction, and internal rotation of the arm are key movements involved in Zverev's strokes. These movements rely on the coordination of multiple muscle groups, including the core, shoulders, and hips. Strengthening these muscles allows Zverev to generate more force during his strokes. At the same time, it helps him maintain stability and balance throughout the shot, reducing the risk of injury. The grip and wrist also play important roles in the transfer of energy to the racket. While the forearm muscles don't generate the majority of racket speed, they are essential for stabilizing the racket during the shot. This stabilization ensures that the energy from the lower body and core transfers effectively to the racket head. Different grip styles, from Eastern to Western, place varying demands on the wrist and forearm, emphasizing the need for grip strength and endurance to maintain control and precision under pressure. A crucial but often overlooked aspect of strength training for tennis players is eccentric strength, the ability to control muscle lengthening under tension. After Zverev makes contact with the ball during a stroke, his muscles continue working eccentrically to decelerate his arm and control the follow-through. Without sufficient eccentric strength, his muscles would struggle to absorb the forces generated during high-speed strokes, increasing the risk of overuse injuries such as tennis elbow or shoulder tendinitis. Eccentric strength is equally important in the lower body. The explosive movements required in tennis, such as sprints, lateral changes of direction, and sudden stops, place significant stress on the legs. Building eccentric strength in the quadriceps, hamstrings, and calves helps Zverev decelerate more efficiently, reducing the impact on his joints and minimizing the risk of acute injuries like sprains or tears. This is particularly critical after his ankle injury, as it allows him to regain confidence in his movements and perform at full intensity without fear of re-injury. Another key focus of Zverev's strength training is developing symmetrical strength. Tennis is a sport dominated by asymmetrical movements. Players typically favor one side of the body, leading to muscular imbalances over time. These imbalances can compromise performance and increase the risk of injury, especially in areas like the shoulders, hips, and lower back. For Zverev, whose game relies on both his forehand and backhand, maintaining balanced strength between both sides of his body is essential. Balanced strength also extends to the muscles supporting the joints. For instance, the muscles surrounding the shoulder joint must be equally strong to ensure stability during serves and ground strokes. Similarly, the muscles around the hips and knees must work together to provide the stability and mobility needed for rapid changes of direction. A well-rounded strength program helps Zverev maintain this balance, ensuring that no muscle group becomes overdeveloped or neglected. Endurance is another critical component of Zverev's strength training. Tennis matches can last several hours, testing not only the player's technical and tactical abilities, but also their physical stamina. As fatigue sets in, players lose power, speed, and precision, making it harder to execute shots effectively and increasing the likelihood of injury. For Zverev, building muscular endurance is essential to maintaining his high level of play throughout long matches, especially in demanding tournaments like Grand Slams. Muscular endurance allows Zverev to maintain the intensity of his movements and strokes from the first point to the last. It also helps him recover more quickly between points, giving him an edge in tight matches. By training his muscles to sustain high levels of force over extended periods, Zverev can play with greater consistency, even under physical and mental pressure. Strong legs and a stable core allow Zverev to generate explosive movements without sacrificing control. They also enable him to maintain proper posture and balance while moving, which is essential for hitting accurate shots on the run. The combination of strength and agility gives him the ability to move fluidly around the court, making him a formidable opponent on any surface. Strength training also plays a role in developing mental resilience. Tennis is as much a mental game as it is a physical one, and players must be able to handle the pressures of competition, long matches, and the ups and downs of a demanding schedule. For Zverev, physical strength contributes to mental toughness by giving him the confidence to trust his body, even in high-stress situations. Knowing that his muscles are strong, balanced, and resilient allows him to focus on his game without worrying about fatigue or injury. Agility in tennis goes beyond simple foot speed. It is the ability to decelerate, accelerate, and change direction efficiently with precision and control. In a sport where rallies are dynamic, players must respond to the ball's unpredictable trajectory and their opponent's positioning. No player will run in a straight line for more than a few steps. Tennis demands short, explosive bursts of movement, lateral shuffles, forward sprints, and rapid stops, all within the space of a few seconds. The player who can transition between these movements seamlessly has a distinct advantage, as efficiency in movement often translates to more time to set up shots and execute strategy effectively. For Zverev, agility is essential because his playing style revolves around control and patience. He is a counterpuncher by nature, waiting for his opponent to make mistakes before capitalizing on them. Agility allows him to track down difficult shots, stay balanced when on the run, and return balls with depth and consistency. Whether he's covering wide angles or recovering to the center of the court, his ability to change direction quickly ensures that he stays in control of points, even when he's on the defensive. In high-level tennis, the player with superior agility often dictates the flow of a match. Agility is the deciding factor in many rallies because it enables players to execute complex footwork patterns without sacrificing precision. Zverev's footwork enables him to transition smoothly between offense and defense, closing gaps on the court and staying in the rally until the right moment to strike. Agility also plays a crucial role in recovery after each shot. As soon as Zverev hits the ball, he must reposition himself efficiently to prepare for his opponent's response. This recovery movement, whether it involves a sidestep, crossover step, or backward shuffle, requires not just speed, but also precise coordination and balance. Training these movements ensures that Zverev can cover large areas of the court without overexerting himself or falling out of position, which minimizes the risk of injury and improves his overall stamina during long matches. Zverev's game emphasizes solid court coverage, particularly from the baseline. He builds points by hitting deep, consistent ground strokes, forcing his opponents into longer rallies where they are more likely to make mistakes. His ability to remain patient and reflective during points means that his movement must be calculated and efficient. One of the defining characteristics of Zverev's movement is how well he anticipates his opponent's shots. Agility training improves not only his physical ability to change direction, but also his reaction time, allowing him to read his opponent's intentions earlier and position himself accordingly. This kind of preparation ensures that he doesn't waste energy with unnecessary steps or poorly timed movements, giving him an edge during crucial moments in the match. When defending, Zverev can slide into wide balls with ease and recover back to the center of the court efficiently. His height makes it challenging for opponents to hit past him, and his footwork allows him to stay balanced while executing shots on the run. Despite rarely attacking the net, Zverev's quick movement along the baseline forces opponents to work harder to find openings, often resulting in forced errors or weak shots that he can capitalize on. Agility is not an inherent skill. It must be trained systematically and with proper progression. Just as a player would develop forehand or backhand techniques step by step, footwork and agility drills must be approached with structure. Agility isn't just about moving fast. It's about coordinating multiple muscles to work in harmony, allowing for fluid, explosive movements without compromising balance or control. For Zverev, the progression starts with mastering basic movement patterns, such as lateral shuffles and quick sprints, before advancing to more complex drills that simulate the demands of match play. This progression ensures that his body adapts to increasingly intense workloads, minimizing the risk of injury and maximizing the benefits of training. Training agility consistently sharpens his ability to respond to unexpected situations during matches, ensuring that he can react without hesitation, even under pressure. Speed is another critical element of Zverev's game. His ability to accelerate quickly allows him to reach balls that many players of his height would struggle to get to. Explosiveness is particularly important when chasing drop shots or closing in on wide forehands, as every fraction of a second counts. His agility drills focus on improving both linear and lateral speed, ensuring that he can cover the baseline as well as move forward to the net when necessary. Zverev's acceleration is not just about raw speed, but also about timing. Knowing when to explode into a sprint and when to decelerate smoothly is essential for maintaining control during rallies. Agility drills train him to execute these transitions efficiently, allowing him to change gears fluidly and avoid losing time during movement. This precision helps him stay in points longer, wear down his opponents, and eventually create opportunities to take control. Agility and endurance work hand in hand, particularly for a player like Zverev, who often engages in long rallies and grueling matches. Maintaining quick footwork and precise movement patterns over the course of a match requires not only speed, but also stamina. Agility training helps build endurance by conditioning Zverev's muscles to perform explosive movements repeatedly without fatigue. By incorporating multi-directional drills that mimic match scenarios, Zverev ensures that his body is prepared for the physical demands of tournament play. These drills also improve his mental endurance, allowing him to stay focused and disciplined even during extended rallies. This combination of physical and mental endurance gives him an edge in tight matches, where the ability to outlast an opponent can make all the difference.